And Kelly Jones is with me now, Louisville Metro Safe. If you're coming up for Thunder Over Louisville, or if you are coming up for the Derby, you're going to need to know all this. He's the man with the safety plan. He keeps everything in order. And Kelly, I know this is a tough time for you guys because you're always tweaking like thunder traffic, right?
Yeah, it is. And, I tell folks this is my 37th Derby, and there's not been quite as many Thunders, but it's close. I can't remember. We started in 89, 90, somewhere around there over at Cardinal Stadium. Yeah. But I can tell you that in 2000, the chief of police came to me at the police department and said, I need you to do me a favor. I said, what's that? He said, I need you to completely rewrite the traffic plan for the city of Louisville for Thunder. And I'm like, I only had one assistant. I'm like, you want me to do it? The whole thing? And he goes, yeah, you can do it. And so I did do that task. And to this day, we use almost every single thing I put into. I'm very proud of that.
You should be.
But the minor differences are where they've turned some roads into two-way or dead-ended something, and you have to make adjustments. But I'd say 95% of what I put in way back in 2000 is still in existence today. I'm proud of that. As an old guy, it makes me feel good. But
you should, because getting people in and out efficiently is important, and I think you do it as well as you can with the amount of people that are downtown.
For Thunder, it's the number one complaint. I mean, but there's people that have been coming so long, they know we're just going to sit here, listen to some post shows on the radio, because they call in and do a show about traffic, and they're just sit and enjoy it in their lawn chair and go home dead last, and they make it. It's as if there was never a problem. But we're going to get calls. I'm stuck here. I'm stuck there. And I tell people, plan your route, know where you're at, and be patient. We publish and publish and publish for a reason. Pay attention to where you're going to park and how you get out. And it still doesn't mean that we're going to drive out at Daytona speeds, but we're going to get you home. Just be patient with us.
I remember we used to take our camper down and camp next to Slugger Field, and that was my favorite time. The fireworks are great, but the people watching afterwards as they're leaving is spectacular.
And I always tell them, bring a full tank of gas, because you just don't know when you're going to be stuck idling. And I will say, be very careful if you're in a parking garage. And if you guys really don't look like you're going to move for a while, shut your car off and maybe get the people right around you to do it. That can turn into a dangerous situation, even though most garages have open sides now. It's a little better, but you have to pay attention to it. If you start to smell it and get a little too overwhelmed, there's a really good chance there's a problem. You probably need to get out of the car and ask the guy in front of you to turn his off, and you do the same.
Yeah. So
that's just thunder.
Do we still use the thought process of park as far away as you can comfortably walk?
Yes, because the time you spend walking back to the car gets a few more out, and then you're already preset to take off in that direction. If you got there early enough, you're not going to be the first car out because some others got out while you're walking back to your car. But when you get in your car, there's a 100% chance that somebody's going to let you right out into the main thing because you parked there, and then you ain't got very far to get on the interstate. Absolutely. Park the farthest away you can stand to walk on the route you're going to leave on. That's true.
Yeah. So there's your Thunder. There's your Thunder update. That's the inside scoop you need to know. So let's talk Derby. I know the traffic flow changed years ago, where Central Avenue is not even open anymore. Give us some pointers for somebody. Maybe it's their first Derby. What's their best plan of action to park?
I'm going to throw about 7 things at you.
Sure.
I want folks to park at the fairgrounds and shuttle over. It's just the easiest. Now, some folks say, well, I did that years ago, and it was this problem and that problem. Look, we've changed. We've changed the way they do business here. We've got a really good plan going now. It's really, really good. I recommend you park at Kentucky Fairgrounds, take the shuttle over. If you don't, you're going to end up parking in a yard. You're going to end up parking on a lot somewhere around here. And I always hit on 7 different things, and I'm looking here. Parking's the first one. Wherever it is you do park, take a picture of it. Write it down on a piece of paper and put it in your pocket. I know this comes as a shock to people, but people come in here and have libations during the day. By the end of the day, they forget where they parked their car. They don't have any idea. You ask them, what's the problem? They say, well, I came to the Derby and I parked my car. That's sometimes about all you can get out of them. Well, that doesn't help me a whole lot. write it down and put it in your pocket before you go in. Take a picture where you park. Number 2, know when you get in here, look for exit signs and know how to get out. People think that means the worst of something that's happened. It may not. Maybe the fire alarm goes off. Maybe like one year the infield flooded. Maybe there can any number of reasons that we can need to get EMS up here and clear some paths. Know where the nearest exit is. Just please pay attention to it. You only got to look once. If you're in the same place all day, just know if a problem starts, I'm headed that way to get out of here. Kids you bring. There's not a lot of young kids at the Derby. There are a few. But even if they're 11, 12, 13, and 14, when you get out of your car and start up to the track or off the bus, take a picture of your kid. If you get separated and you have to go to law enforcement and you can show us that picture, we are already way ahead of the game. We can circulate that picture of your child to hundreds and hundreds of officers with a click of one button, and we're rolling. Use the apps at Churchill Downs that tells you what you can bring in and out of this place to be safe. And I tell people to hydrate. And the last point I tell is if you want to get information, text the word Thunder to 67283. That's Thunder to 67283. For the Derby, you text Derby to 67283. Derby to 67283. It'll put you in that app, and you'll get more information than you ever needed to know about what to do. But just make sure you're on that Churchill Downs site when you come here to know what you cannot bring in here. You don't want to be having to go back to your car, throw away your great-great-great-grandfather's pocket knife. Yeah. We don't want that to happen for you, and we don't want you to have to throw in the garbage can. So know the rules, and I think you'll come out here and have a great day. We want people to focus on horses, flowers, hats, the men, the ladies, all the fun stuff, and know that we got your back in the background. Our jobs are boring that day. We don't get to have fun, but it's not my job to have a good time on Derby. Mm-hmm. It's just my job to make sure that everybody else does, and I accept that responsibility for that week, and I'm proud to do that.
All right. But, man, I love your energy and sharing that. You know, it's comforting. I think, sometimes people aren't as patient as they should be, and they question your job on how you do things, but how you explain that is perfect. And I hope people heed that information, and they'll have the best experience they can at Thunder and at the Derby. So appreciate you coming in, Kelly.
Thank you so much.
All right, Louisville Metro Safe. That is Kelly Jones. And all that information, again, you can find it at Kentucky'sHeartland.com, or more you can text to get more information. It is Greg Milby. It's the AT&T Morning Line from the Kentucky Derby Museum, brought to you by Mint Gaming Hall, Bowling Green.